Hi everyone, we're going to add vectors graphically, and let's talk about some of the components of vectors. We're going to call, when we do a vector, we usually use U and V, and S and T. And sometimes if you can't signify them, some teachers put a little arrow on top of them. They'll do that. Since we just know we're talking about vectors, I'm not going to do that because that would kind of mess up the drawing on here. Okay, this is the tail, and this is the tip, okay? And the direction that the arrow is in, or the way the arrow is, that's the direction. The indicates the direction. And the tail usually depicts the origin. We're not at the origin. We'll be talking about what to do when we're not at the origin. All right? Now, this piece here, right in here, we can see that U is longer than V. So we say that U has a greater magnitude than V. Remember on the first video we were talking about 5 meters, 11 meters? That would be a greater magnitude. All right? And then we're given some vectors, and we want to add them. So for an example, if we added U plus S, you're going to... the method of addition is known as tail to tip. And then the new word we're going to get is resultant vector. Resultant vector is the one we're looking for. So what you're going to do is we want to add U plus S. So we start with U, and U is this length. So you try to draw the length, which I will never get perfect on this. But let's say there's U. And then, I have to erase this and put the U plus S over here. Okay, now we're going to add S. So S goes horizontally here. So from the tip of this vector, I'm going to put the tail and draw it this way. All right? Now, so this was U, and this is S. And the resultant vector, and now this is where you draw from tail to tip. Here's your tail from the first vector we drew to the tip of the second one. And that's your new vector. This is U plus S. And that's how you draw them. So we're going to do about 8 of these. And I tried to draw them on the other pages, but remember when I'm drawing them, I might be off on my magnitude because it's just hard. So I redrew the vectors here, and we're going to do U. So here's my U, whoops, my U plus my S. Okay? No, the first one's supposed to be U plus T, sorry. Because we already did that one. Okay, so here it is. U plus T. So basically, I draw my U first. So here's my U. All right. And then I'm going to draw my T. My T goes straight up. So I'm going to draw, the T is in the same direction, so I draw it up to this. Wait, I did this wrong. Let me do this again. U plus T. Okay. Oh boy. All right. So here's my U. From my U, I draw my T. So here's my T. You have to draw tail to tip, so draw straight up. The resultant vector is you draw from tail to tip. Just always remember, draw tail to tip. We draw this way, and this would be our U plus T right here. Okay, now let's do V plus S. So first I'm going to draw V. V goes down. So I'm just going to try to copy the same direction and the length. Now S is the horizontal. So from the tip of this V vector, I'm going to draw my S. Now I started with V, so tail to tip, I start here and connect it, tail to tip. So this would be your V plus S. Okay, let's do a few more. I want to do S plus T, so what do I do first? I'm going to draw my S. So that was my S. And then I'm going to draw my T, which is straight up. Try to get the same length. Like I said, you can't be perfect on these, so. And now, so S plus T, you draw from your first vector's tail to the tip of the second vector. And this would be S plus T. And again, this is the resultant vector, is this one, the S plus T. Okay? Now, U plus V, so let's do U plus V. So I'm going to draw U here, okay, and then V is in the opposite direction, so we're going to go this way for V. So this whole thing, let's say this whole thing is U. Let me get rid of this. This whole vector here is U. And I know I'm making it long, but I'm trying to prove something here. So that's your U. Now your V is going to start backwards. So V, it's tail to tip. So we start from the tip of this, and then we're going to move back this way. So this is your V. So your U plus V is right here. Okay? Because that would be your U plus V in here. Or the whole thing that you drew. All right, the next one is S plus S. So basically here is your S. Then from the tip you draw the tail of the second S. And there's S, here's S, and this is S plus S. T plus U, I'm going to draw T. Oh, and you can't, the resultant vector is just this whole thing on this one. Because you can't draw it, well you can just draw it from tail to tip. Okay, T, U, from my T, I'm drawing the U. So here's my tip of the T and draw U. A little longer here. And now connect the first part, T, to the U. So this is T plus U is the resultant vector. And now let's do, we just did T plus U. Let's do V plus U. V plus U. Okay, and this was what? U and V. Okay, so this one's U, this is V. So first draw V. Okay, so I drew my V. Now my U goes the other way. So from the tip, I draw my U. Okay, this whole thing is U. This is my V in here. And this is my V plus U. Okay? So you're drawing on top of each other. Now S plus V would be S V, it goes this way. And then tail to tip goes this way. This is your S, your V. So you start with there, and so this would be your S plus V over here. Okay, and that's all. The next thing we're going to go over is the vectors where we add them again and then use scalar multiplication.